What are you doing?
Watching.
Watching what?
If I take it down, will you quit talking?
Probably.
Okay, then I'm not recording.
You're a liar. Oh,
And so, tell me about the first time that you saw Grandpa.
the first time I saw him, Rosebud introduced him and said, "This is Ed McAllister." And I said, "What a name. Oh, from now on, you're just Ed." I've seen lots worse names nowadays than I saw then.
And that would have been in July or August of
July 43.
July 43. So, he was almost exactly the same age then as I am right now. Within a few months.
I was 23, and I was 22 and a half.
So why'd you like him?
Well, one thing, he was such a nice, clean person. He wasn't trying to put his hands where they didn't belong. And his religion meant a lot to him. And he was just a nice person. And we had fun together, hiking and all that. Oh, a bunch of us would go hiking. None of them had their wives with them. At that time, while we were there, a couple of them, 2 or 3 of them, did get married. And I still am in touch with those wives. Their husbands and all. One is in Michigan, one's in North Carolina, one's in Oregon.
People you got to know pretty well while you were there. And you got married what day?
February 15th, Tuesday, 12 noon.
So you were there a month as planned, or did you stay longer the first trip?
It was about like 3 weeks after I had to say it took 3 days to get out of there and 3 days to get back home. So you see, that was practically a week.
And when you left then, did you make any plans to come back, or
Not right then, no. But
were you dating by then?
dating, I suppose you'd call it dating. We just all went together and get up and swimming and whatever. Not that I swam.
But at that point when you left, you planned on seeing Grandpa again then?
I didn't really know that, no. And then we corresponded, and then I didn't know anything about the Catholic Church. And I said I would have to find out if I could be a Catholic before I could marry him.
So he asked you?
Oh, I guess he did. I don't know. We just kind of made plans. So I went back and went to see the priest, not every day, but quite a few days during the month. And then we got married. And here I am still.
So you were corresponding during this whole time, but you didn't see him again
Not till I went back.
to get married?
I went home in August.
Yeah?
I came back in January, and we married the middle of February.
So you came back with the intent of getting married?
If I could join the Catholic Church.
And you had only known him, been together with him 3 weeks prior to that?
Probably, yeah. My mother and father knew each other. One said 5 weeks, the other said 6. And they got married.
Huh.
They did it sensible. They just stepped around the corner. Not all that expensive food along.
You mean to the justice of the peace?
No, it was a Presbyterian minister. At that time, my mother was a Presbyterian. And she had known this minister a long time.
Did their families know?
I don't know. Well, I think they knew they were gonna get married, but I suppose her mother would have wanted all that monkey business.
So then, once you and Grandpa got married in February, then you, what day did you say? February 15th? Then you, I assume he moved out of wherever he was living.
Yeah, he moved to town. We rented a place.
And,
He drove back and forth.
and you,
Because all of them lived in town. They rented some people's summer homes. The people couldn't get gas to come out from the city. So they just rented their summer homes.
nice houses probably.
Well, I tell you, right there, it was a one-wall construction, a lot of them. But some of them were kind of nice too. I think they paid the main one that most of the boys lived in. I think they paid $100 a month for these people from San Francisco. Then the government had barracks still out there where their installation was. And so then Ed drove back and forth in our car. But before that, he drove a Jeep back and forth for guys on shift. And then when he lived in town, then and they were out there, he had to furnish his own transportation.
So when you went back out there in January, you were 20, just turned 26 years old.
Let's see,
So
what year?
44.
44. I was 23.
Well, no, that would have been January 45. No, January 44, okay. You were 20, oh, that's right, you were 23. So old enough to make your own decisions. Did your parents have any input into you moving out there?
No, they didn't, but one of my mother's friends said, I just would not let Grace go out there and marry that strange man. And I think my mother said she was 23 years old.
And then, so you were married and that next February he left to go overseas.
Yeah.
You were married just about a year.
Let's see, not quite a year. I think he had to start leaving probably in January, and I did too, and I think that's when I visited one of the wives up in Michigan. No, that was when I came out here that summer to visit his family. And I visited some of his relatives in Wisconsin and his friend up in Michigan.
So while he was overseas, you came and visited his family in Montana.
Yeah. See,
So that's the first time you've been out?
No, after we were married, he had the furlough, and we came out here that spring. So I knew him then.
What did you think of Montana?
Oh, I liked it. And the people, that's why I loved it. I guess the people were so nice to me. I think they were so happy that he got a wife at his age. You know, most of them were married in their 20s then.
Yeah.
So they treated me just like I'd always lived here and I was coming back.
Everybody had been talking about you then. You were kind of like one of the family.
I never thought of that. And he said, if you don't like it there, we'll go somewhere else.
That makes it a little easier to get to like a place if it's not forced on you.
I suppose it would.
And you moved then, you told me already, but for the record, out to that little trailer out, and it was parked
Where John lives now.
where John lives now. John lived up.
Dan went up there and started fixing that house up. So Dan could put the folks up there.
Where Dan Migelski lives now, where your Dan. That house, that brown one, isn't it brown?
Yeah, I think he's
Yeah.
got that siding on.
And then, so they can move their parents out there, and then Grandpa bought a government granary, or it was already sitting there?
No, they were down at Lindsay, and they were selling them all. I can't remember if they sold them for $50 or $50 is what we paid to have it moved out there.
And so they poured a foundation then, or a basement, and then set it on top?
He dug that. I think he did dig that till after we had it up there. And then, because it was, I remember it had to come, not by the road completely, but because of snow and stuff, it had to come a different way. And Uncle Dan bought one, and that's that granary out there, Dan's now.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so then you moved into there within a year, or within several months of that?
Oh, it took a while. It probably was a few months. And while he was working on that, that wasn't, the granary wasn't taken where it is now. It was taken across the coulee from where Dan is. He bought that land.
Oh,
So it was put there. And then Edward worked on it from time to time. And then in, I think, June 47.
and, go ahead.
In June 47, we moved it over there. Over close that where we are now.
And how did he acquire that land?
We bought it from somebody. Both of them. The one where it is now, Ray Stemple, maybe you've heard us mention him. He was renting it, and he didn't want it any longer, so he recommended to the man in Wisconsin that owned it that he sell it to Ed. So the man sold it to us.
Had that man, homesteaded it?
No, I don't think so. Maybe, it may be some relative of his. We never saw him.
So he bought that, but that was his second purchase of land. The first one was south of where Dan lives now, across the coulee.
Well, no, it's over, it's where it is. The first one was a little bit north of where Dan lives now,
Oh,
across the coulee.
okay.
And we lived there for a while. While in the trailer house, and then got to add, fixing up the other thing, the granary. And that granary had nothing. The studdings might be 12 inches or 14 inches apart. It was a headache. And using the batting for insulation, you never knew if it was going to be too big or too little.
You worked on the house too then?
No, I'm no good at something like that.
What did you do during your days before you had kids? Did you help on the farm?
I don't know what I did. I just rode around on the grain drill sometime and well, then we had a garden and his mother helped me can stuff. We didn't have freezers then, no electricity.
And you were there a couple of years then before you had kids.
Well, across from Dan.
45 to 47.
Well, 45, we were at Uncle Dan's place. And then we probably, maybe a few months later, like March or something, we got that granary and moved it across the coulee.
Winters were cold?
Huh?
Winters were cold?
Oh, I suppose. I had my love to keep me warm. Oh, it was pretty cold sometimes. One time, we had gone to Glendale to celebrate my birthday, and when we came back, finally, we just got stuck in that coulee. So Ed said, it's just right over here, let's go. And I had carried some ski pants just in case, but never thought to put them on. And the wind was blowing from the northwest, and every now and then, he'd just have to come up to me. I couldn't get my breath with that wind. And we had brought home a jug of wine, and the next morning, when he went back over there, it was so cold, that wine had ice crystals. So that tells you something.
Is that the night that you told me you just wanted, or just decided you were gonna die there, or something?
No, that was a different time. But we finally got up to our house, up out of the coulee and
So you had a lot of interesting endeavors in the
I
snow.
guess so. My mother said I was a pioneer. Of course, she thought if you weren't next to the doctor or the telephone, that you were just weird. What you need, Aaron? What does he want?
My shoes.
Isn't it downstairs?
Did you find it?
No, it's in the screen. It's in the screen.
Can you reach it? Okay. Well, how do you think you're gonna fix that problem? What should we do? Or maybe we should ask for help.
Well, the fridge is open. I
Oh.
have to go to the bathroom.
Oh.